If you're exhausted, second-guessing yourself, and wondering how this became so hard, this video is for you. Because parenting a child with trauma doesn't look like what most people expect, and that doesn't mean you're failing. In this space, we protect dignity, yours and your child's, especially when behavior is hard. We believe structure is stabilizing. We believe calm is leadership. We believe fear distorts perception. This is where parenting becomes steadier, more intentional, more grounded. Let's begin. I'm Christine, and if you stay with me to the end, I'm going to give you one simple way to measure if you're actually making progress, even when the behavior hasn't changed. Because if you don't know how to measure progress in a child like this, you'll feel like you're failing, even when you're doing something incredibly right. I've lived this. I've raised a child whose behaviors didn't respond to the advice, the books, the consistency charts, the consequences. I've stood in the kitchen at night wondering how something that looks so simple from the outside could be so consuming on the inside. If you're watching this late at night after a hard day, I want you to know something first. You're not weak for finding this difficult. Most parents don't talk about this part, but it's real. There's grief in this kind of parenting. Grief for the parenting you imagined, grief for the version of yourself that used to feel competent, grief for advice that was supposed to work but didn't, grief for how other families make it look effortless. And there's a loneliness to it because you can't always explain what's happening inside your home. If you try, people either minimize it or blame you. Sometimes you feel judged by others. Sometimes you judge yourself. Most parents don't say this out loud, but most parents sit quietly wondering, how did this become my life? And here's what I need you to hear. This kind of parenting requires a completely different skill set. It requires regulation instead of reaction, patience instead of pressure, endurance instead of quick wins. It requires invisible work, the kind of work no one applauds, the kind of work no one sees. The work doesn't look impressive, but it's incredibly hard. There are no gold stars for staying calm when someone's screaming at you. There are no awards for not escalating when you're baited. There's no public validation for choosing steadiness over control. And yet that's exactly what this work requires. You're not doing it wrong because it feels unnatural. It feels unnatural because it goes against instinct. Instinct says stop it, fix it, make it obey, shut it down. But trauma-informed parenting says slow down, lower intensity, stay predictable, don't fuel it. That feels wrong at first because it's different and it does not get social validation. No one at the grocery store sees your restraint. No teacher applauds your regulation. No relative says, wow, that was incredibly nervous system aware of you. If this feels harder than you thought it would be, that's because it is. This is not basic parenting. This is nervous system work. This is attachment repair. This is rewiring safety in a child who learned early that safety was not guaranteed. And that kind of work is slow, quiet, and unseen. So what is success here? Success is not perfect behavior. It's not gratitude. It's not compliance. Success is steadiness. It is you staying regulated when your child is dysregulated. Success is ending cycles sooner. Success is repair after rupture instead of pretending it didn't happen. Success is trusting yourself more than you did last week. Success here is steadiness, not outcomes. And I want to say something gently. This does not mean everything will be easy. It does not mean behaviors disappear. It doesn't mean there won't be more hard days. It means you're building something safer, even when it's quiet, even when it's invisible, even when no one else understands what you're doing. Okay, I promised you something at the beginning. Here's the simplest way I know to measure progress in a child like this. Progress is not whether the behavior stopped. Progress is whether the cycle got shorter. Did the blow up lose intensity? Did it lose duration? Did you recover faster? Did you stay steadier? Did the house return to normal sooner? If the cycle is shorter, you're not failing, you're building regulation. And once regulation grows, behavior changes later, not first. So if today still felt hard, but you didn't escalate the way you used to, if you set one boundary without rage, If you stopped one power struggle earlier than last month, that counts. And if you're still here watching this, that tells me something about you. It tells me that you care, that you're trying, that you're willing to grow instead of dominate. And that matters more than you think. You're not failing because this is hard. It's hard because it's real. And if this channel helps you feel steadier, less alone, more grounded, stay here. I will keep walking you through this one step at a time. And in the next video, I'm going to show you what real progress looks like in real life. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll miss it and you'll quit too early. And if you need to start at the beginning of this series, go back to the very first video. They build on each other. You don't have to do this alone.